Welcome back to the channel. We're doing another Chewing the Trub. This is Chewing the Trub number 5. I've got stuff to talk about, so this is where we do it. So grab yourself a drink, sit back and enjoy. So yeah, for those of you that don't know Craig from CraigTube, check his channel out. It's fantastic. Really nice guy. He's got loads of tips and good videos on there. But basically, I sent him 2 of my beers all the way to Canada, and he got them and he did a review on them and posted it on his channel, which was amazing. The response that I then got on my channel was incredible, really. The subscriptions sort of shot through the roof. Comments galore, sort of thing. More messages, private messages, and all that. People saying, "Yeah, well done, good. This looks good. Keep it up." And it's amazing. All right, because I mean, I wasn't expecting it, but it happened, and I'm grateful for it. So, the 2 beers I sent him were the Donner and Blitz and the Midas Touch. And a few people were saying, are you sure it's not an all-grain batch of beer that he sent him? I can confirm to you it was a kit. Both the beers were kits. I didn't add anything extra to them. Kept them standard, and they were just extract kits. A couple of people were leaving messages saying that kits are dirty, kits are no good. Haven't brewed one kit that's turned out successful. And Craig's right what he said. If you can't even do a kit, then you must be crap at brewing beer. I mean, this is a kit, Munton's Premium Gold. I've been doing this for probably 10 minutes now because I kept messing up, so I'm having to re-record it. And still got a nice sort of cap on there, and the lacing on the side of the glass doesn't lie. I've not painted it on there. You can get lacing with kits. And I haven't done all grain. Haven't done all grain yet, so people can, you know, probably saying, well, how can you compare an all grain to a kit beer? Well, it's obvious. I've been to many a beer festival where they are all grain beers, and I've been to many a proper pub that support local breweries that are all grain drinks. And I'm telling you now, if you do the kit properly and you spend the money on a decent kit, alright, you're going to get good beer. It's perfectly drinkable, it's enjoyable, and it's sort of, you don't really see any difference, you know, from beer that you can get from local breweries, or, you know, I'm not talking about your big breweries that are pumping out gallons and gallons and thousands of gallons of it. I'm talking about your local breweries that are doing all grain brewing, small batches, more of a sort of craft ale, if you will. So yeah, just sort of clear it up. They were kit beers. The thing I do with them is I don't rush them. If I'm doing something that I don't know how to do it, I will take my time. I won't just rush into it. It's very easy to get a beer kit back, rip it open, pour the malt extract in, water. Your water's too hot, you pitch your yeast, something's gone wrong. You bang it in your cupboard, it gets either too cold or it gets too warm. 2 weeks down the line, you know, you bottle it, leave it a week, 2 weeks, open your bottles, and you taste it and you're not impressed with it. Well, if you've rushed it, then it will be crap. So I just take my time, I read the instructions thoroughly, I do it to the letter. If it says pitch the yeast at 21 degrees, I pitch it at 21 degrees. I don't pitch it at 21.5. I don't pitch it at 26, at 22. I pitch it at what they're telling me to pitch it. Alright. Another thing, Craig said he'd love to know what the yeast was that I used. Man, I'd love to tell you. The yeast came with the kits, and there was no markings as such on them. Just said on the Muntons one, just said Muntons yeast. There were no sort of codings on it. So I would love to tell you, man, but I really don't know. And obviously I've done the Cooper's kits before, and the Cooper's yeasts are very similar. So yeah, I think why it's comes off as such a clean taste is the fact that I've not rushed it, and the temperatures are controlled throughout the fermentation. I don't let them get too warm, I don't let them get too cold. Sort of wrap them up as best I can. I put jumpers on them. I haven't got any heat belts, I haven't got a heat mat or anything like that at the minute. But like I said in the other videos, do I need them at the minute? I'm producing good beer without them. So is this sort of temperature in this room enough? Is it alright? I've got the main water tank in this room in a cupboard. Is that throwing off enough heat to sort of whatever? I don't know what it is, but seems to be that this room is doing alright for the brewing. So that clears up that on the kit front for the messages that were on underneath the review of it. Let's have a drink. That's really nice. So yeah, Craig, thanks a bunch for doing that review. You're right, I was excited about it, and it was well worth it. So thank you. You must have took your time filming it and editing it, and I really appreciate that. I know you're a busy man, so that's great. That's great. So what we got to talk about, done this, banana wine, pineapple wine. This has got to be sat in here for a week before I rack it into the demijohn. I can't remember if I've told you already, but then you put your airlock in and let it ferment out. I had a question underneath the pineapple wine video from, I can't remember his name, Law Dog, I think it was, and he said he says why he wondered why it would ask for more citric acid to be added to the pineapple wine when pineapples are quite acidic, and he said, could you get good wine or make wine from acidic fruits, and would it affect the fermentation? I'm no expert in it, but as far as I'm aware, it doesn't affect it. Can make wines from oranges and tangerines, and which are sort of a citrus fruit. They're quite acidic, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I don't know how it could affect it, the fermentation. Yeast sort of eats sugar, produces alcohol, lets off CO2. I don't know what the citric acid would do in preventing it fermenting. I don't know. But anyway, got it out of this book, the recipe, and it says to add 2 teaspoons of citric acid along with the pineapple. So I guess it's been done before, and I guess it's been sort of worked on, the recipe, before it's been added into this book. So fingers crossed it should be good. This book that I picked up is a book by C.J.J. Berry, and the book is called First Steps in Winemaking. I went down to the local brew supply store just down the road from where I live. The supply store is called Wineworks. They have got a website, www.wineworks.co.uk, and if they haven't got what you're looking for on the website, ring them up, because they didn't have the plastic carboys on the website, but when I went into the store they had them, and if they've got them they'll ship them to you. So I went in there for a few bits and bobs to make the pineapple wine. And it's quite interesting because there, when you spend £10 you get a card stamped, and when you fill the card you get £10 free to spend in the shop. As it happens, my card was ready for filling, and the bill came to £13.99, so I used the card and ended up getting this book, a load of ingredients, for £3.99, so it was a bargain. But yeah, this book has got plenty of wine recipes in. Not only does it talk about grapes, red and white for making wine, it has a lot of country wines in it, so your carrot wine, plum wine, banana wine, pineapple wine, rose petal wine, marrow wine, rhubarb wine, parsnip wine, spiced beetroot wine. There's loads of different recipes in here, so you'll be seeing a few more wines being knocked out from this book, and I'm hoping to have quite a bit of fun with them. Not only that, this book has information on different techniques of doing your country wine. So some techniques ask for you to boil the fruits, some ask you to sort of steep the fruits in hot water, some ask for it to be done in cold water but for longer, and it tells you why, the reasons why they do that, and it gives you all the different techniques about keeping your wine, barreling your wine, pH levels, bottling it, storing it, all sorts of different techniques and tips. It's a really good book. It cost me £5, and I thought it was a steal. And it also has like a vocabulary section, so if you come across a word that's being used and you're not sure what it means, you can just look it up in here. So for example, let's have a look. Must, M-U-S-T, must. A must is the pulp or combination of basic ingredients from which a wine is made. Alright, so it's little things like that that will help you sort of understand videos if you're watching them on YouTube, or if you talk to someone. If you know the jargon, it helps you understand. So I got that. More recipes I'm going to brew up from that. Grape concentrate. This is a 400 grams pouch of it, for making wine out of. Now these are quite expensive. They're about £4.50, £5 a pouch, which I suppose when you're making a gallon of wine, you know, what will that make? 5 bottles of wine, is it? It's not too much, but I'm in the process of finding a replacement for this to make it even cheaper. I think is it Welt's grape concentrate juice? I'm going to try that. A good quality grape concentrate juice instead of these pouches. So I'll let you know about the updates on that. Got a couple of tastings coming up. The Grandad Stout I've got to do a tasting of, and the plum wine I've got to do a tasting of. Also I've got to do a tasting of the cider that I brewed up for my wife. This is the cider that I added no extra sugar to, the hard apple cider that I added no extra sugar to, just the natural sugars that were in the apple juice. As it turned out, because I didn't add any extra sugar, the yeast had no problem in taking all the sugars out of the apple juice, so it left it quite dry. So I backsweetened it with some lactose, carbonated it, so that's to come next, well, in the next couple of videos. Also got a Midas Touch, the same Midas Touch kit that I sent to Craig. However, this Midas Touch had something extra in it. It's a 2-can malt extract kit, so you don't have to add any sugars to it. However, I added the 2 cans of malt extract that came with it, and I added a kilogram of light dry malt, and it's come out quite strong. It's actually come out at about 7%, 7.5%. But again, the yeast sort of tried its best to work through it, so it's a little bit sweeter than it was the first time round, but it hasn't affected the taste whatsoever. It's not spoilt it, it's only sort of enhanced it. So got that to do, and that is about it. Got all these vessels and fermenters to fill up, which I will be doing very soon. Again, thanks for your support, thanks for your comments, thanks for your thumbs up on the videos. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and as always, keep home brewing and enjoy what you're doing. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you soon with another video. Cheers.